What if you saw Jesus shine brighter than the sun right before your eyes? This moment actually happened, and it shook the disciples to their core. Let me take you inside one of the most powerful moments in the Bible, the Transfiguration. Jesus takes Peter, James, and John up a high mountain. He often prayed on mountains, but this was no ordinary prayer time. Imagine being one of those three chosen to go higher, closer. The mountain represents something. In the Bible, mountains are places of encounter. Abraham with Isaac, Moses receiving the 10 Commandments, Elijah hearing God's whisper. Now, Jesus brings his closest disciples to experience something beyond human comprehension. Why only 3 disciples? Why not all 12? Let's find out. Jesus chose Peter, James, and John because they were his inner circle. They would also witness his agony in Gethsemane later. They needed both the glory and the suffering to understand his mission. Suddenly, his appearance changes. His face shines like the sun. His clothes become dazzling white. Can you imagine this? Not just a glow, but radiance so bright it's blinding. This wasn't reflected glory like Moses had. This was his own divine glory breaking through his human body. And then Moses and Elijah appear, standing with him, talking with him. Can you imagine being there? But why these two? Moses the lawgiver, Elijah the prophet. Both had mountaintop encounters with God. Now they stand with Jesus, testifying that he is the fulfillment of both law and prophets. Peter, overwhelmed, blurts out, "Lord, it is good for us to be here. Let me build 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He wanted to hold on to that glorious moment. But here's the problem. He was putting Jesus on the same level as Moses and Elijah. But God interrupts Peter with a voice from heaven. What he says will shake you. A bright cloud covers them. Remember, the cloud in the Old Testament symbolized God's presence. And then a voice booms. "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." This is the second time God's voice affirms Jesus. The first was at his baptism. But here, God adds one command. Listen to him. The disciples collapse, terrified. Who wouldn't? Being that close to God's glory makes you fall flat on your face. But here's the beautiful part. Jesus comes over, touches them, and says, "Do not be afraid." Think about it. This same Jesus who shines brighter than the sun, who stands in the company of Moses and Elijah, who is affirmed by the very voice of God, reaches out and touches his trembling friends with kindness. And when they looked up, what they saw next was the most important lesson of all. Moses is gone. Elijah is gone. The cloud is gone. Only Jesus remains. That's the heart of the Transfiguration. The law was important. The prophets were important. But in the end, only Jesus remains. This was a glimpse of his future glory, what awaits after the cross. It gave the disciples hope when they later saw him arrested, beaten, and crucified. They remembered this mountaintop moment. He is not just a man. He is the Son of God. For us, the message is clear. When everything else fades, traditions, achievements, possessions only, Jesus remains. And he's more than enough. Friend, what's blocking your vision today? Stress? Sign? Distractions? The world's noise? The Transfiguration reminds us, lift your eyes. See Jesus. Listen to him. Follow him. If you believe Jesus is the Son of God who shines brighter than the sun, type Amen in the comments.